Learning from the Cooney Center was an incredible experience.
There's so many different components of well-being. There's no one right way to think about it.
I think it's a really hopeful space.
The Wellbeing by Design Fellowship is a new initiative from the Cooney Center to help 10 fellows who are current product designers at various companies and nonprofits conceptualize and design well-being outcomes into their current products.
We know that children are spending a lot of time using technology in school and at home, and we want to encourage the field to design with intention so that children are more likely to leave those experiences, digital spaces, feeling confident, creative, connected, and having those positive outcomes that we know that they can have.
There was a lot of interest in designing for kids' well-being, but not a lot of understanding about what it is, what it means, and how it might show up in the products that creators make for kids.
What I love about the Joan Gans Cooney Center is that they are really great at turning research and principles and theories and applying them and putting them into action. And that, I think, is embodied in this program.
Designing intentionally for well-being from the very beginning, rather than trying to make improvements in version 2 or 3. If version 1 had well-being in mind, can you imagine what version 7 would look like?
It's easy to think that well-being is so tough to pinpoint, but the fellowship gave us a lot of frameworks, such as the RITEC framework, which really helps us break down things like autonomy and creativity and looking at, does our product solve these things that help kids learn and grow?
I was thinking a lot about well-being in a more informal way before the fellowship, but the frameworks and the structure and the research that were shared with us allowed me to think about it in a much more rigorous way when developing my product.
The RITEC framework really easily lays out like what those components of well-being are. It gives you a place to kind of check and see like, okay, yes, done that, done that, done that. Oh, here's a place where we could look a little bit deeper.
How do we foster this sense of security so that kids, tweens, teens, they feel like they can be themselves online with feeling safe and yet at the same time be able to connect with other people of the similar interests?
It's really cool to see all of the work the Joan Gans Cooney Center Sesame Workshop has done to center co-design principles. How can children actually be involved in the process of development? So rather than just thinking of what's best for children, just ask them and involve them in the process.
My favorite part of the fellowship experience was the youth design team and getting to work with them.
The youth design team is absolutely brilliant. They were open and friendly, and they had that freedom of thought and creativity that gave us this breath of fresh air.
What I learned from there was like, okay, I need to go back again with the kids. They know the best.
It is a small group of folks who are out there sometimes in lieu of making profits, trying to make change. And so getting to have that community and meet other folks it's invaluable.
Being part of the fellowship was like finally realizing that we're not alone doing this work, that there's actually a community of practitioners that not only come from like small startups like us, but also bigger companies that care about this work.
What I've learned, and one of the bigger takeaways of designing for well-being, is that it's really not a one-size-fits-all approach. It requires empathy, it requires collaboration, evidence-based design, and lateral thinking.
I think this fellowship offers a hopeful vision for what the digital lives of our next generation could look like.